All right, working on the Circle Track car today. Actually just finished up, but wanted to go over a few things. We got the oil change done in the car, and then I ended up adding this Chint spoiler or lower valance, whatever you want to call it. So I just got some like ABC plastic, 1/4 inch thick. I cut it out and just kind of used the bumper as a template, slid it forward about 3.5 to 4 inches and made these little braces, but came out really well. It's pretty sturdy. It's not like rock solid, but it's sturdy enough that it'll transfer the downforce to the car. You can actually move the whole front of the car up and down off of it lightly. You can't like stand on it or anything like that, but it definitely will transfer energy. I mean, I'm putting a good amount of force on it there. So I'm happy with how that came out. I do think we're going to need to lower the nose of the car just a little bit more, but we have it at this height right here. Because any lower, it's a real pain in the butt to get it on the trailer. So basically, we're going to need to come up with some better ramps, and then I can actually lower the front of the nose probably another inch. And I do think that'll really help keep that air out from underneath the car, give us a little bit more downforce. So I'm happy with that because we added that. That'll add front downforce. And if you remember a few videos ago, we added some width to our rear spoiler. That'll give us a little bit more rear downforce. So hopefully that'll kind of balance out and just overall have more front and rear downforce. But the other thing I did is, since I kind of did that, I wanted to have a little bit more rear percentage as far as weight to the rear of the car. So I scaled the car again, but before I did that, I checked my ride heights. And what that is I'm checking the frame height at the left front, the left rear, the right front, right down there, and then the right rear. For this car, I'll just give you an example. We're 4 inch on this front corner, 4 inch on this front corner, 4 3/4 on the left rear, and 5 inch on the right rear. So I wanted to make sure all those were good with my tire pressure set and my stagger set, for I know exactly everything's going to be right. So I went ahead and scaled it. And then I wanted to move more weight to the rear, so I took 20 pounds off the nose and moved that lead to the rear. And then the car was actually a little bit, about 8 pounds heavier, just because of the little odds and ends that I've done to it. So I was able to remove, I think it was 10 pounds. I took 10 pounds of lead off, and that got our total weight perfect. So all that balanced out. And those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, the lead, here's an example of some lead. Like this piece right here is 10 pounds, and then they're all marked from there. I think that one's 16. This other one over here is 18. And you just melt down lead to different sizes, and you can bolt that on the car where you need it. So that's what I did, is I just moved some lead from, it's actually about right there, to back underneath here. So got all my percentages good. Our left side percentage is good. I'll give you guys a quick rundown of what it is. So it's 59.7 on the left side percent, and we're allowed a maximum of 60. So that's perfect. Gives us a little leeway from when I have my driving suit on and all that. Our front percent is exactly 51. Our rear percent is exactly 49. I'd be a little happier if it was like 49.5 on the rear and 50.5 on the front, but we're really, really close right there, and that's the best we've had this car so far. So I'm gonna go with that. I want to say my cross weight is somewhere around like 57.3, 57.5, something like that. And what that is your left rear to your right front weight. They refer to that as cross weight because that's the weight that's going to cross to the right front when you're cornering. So just some quick rundowns there. Like I said, the car's pretty much ready to go now. It's definitely ready for testing. I kind of just need to clean the windows, wipe it off, and honestly, that's about it. It's the only things I can think of right now. I've really gone over everything. I'll probably go over everything one more time, just kind of checking shock mounts and shock bolts and retorque all the wheels. Just do a couple kind of final quick checks on it. But I think literally if the track was open today, we could definitely test it today. So I'm happy about that. They do have testing coming this Friday, but our race was supposed to be this Saturday. It actually got moved back another week. So it'd be 2 weeks basically from today. So, but testing is like 6 days from today. So we'll see. I haven't decided if I'm going to take the car out testing or not. And the reason is because I know what's going to happen to one extent. You always have all the unknowns, but one thing that I know is the track hasn't been raced on at all this year. So I'm going to go out there testing, and I'm going to want to make changes to the car because the track is so slick. And then by the time we start racing, those conditions are going to change. So I don't know that I really want to change the car around or really even test it until we're there that day, because then we're making the corrections for the track that day. And the track will get better pretty quick once rubber gets put down that first outing. So once those guys do a test outing and then the first race starts, you'll have your 2 practices and all that. So, and then qualifying, there'll be a good amount of rubber that gets put down. So that'll help bring the track around. So that's just my thoughts. The good thing about testing is any of the unforeseens. If you have a leak or anything like that, you can go out and, kind of fix that. But I'm still torn. If it's really nice this coming Friday, weather-wise, and I can get out of work at a reasonable time, I'll probably end up going. But if the weather's so-so and I've got to work a little bit later, I'm not going to sweat it. I'm not going to go. So we'll leave that up in the air. I just know myself, and sometimes testing isn't the best for me from the standpoint of I want to make changes in the car. But from as far as getting seat time, it would definitely be a good idea just to get some more laps under our belt. But yeah, I think that'll be it for tonight. I just wanted to go over this with you guys and let you know we've made some more progress. The car is pretty much ready to go. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, just go ahead and comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe.